the screw, right? The main purpose here is the screw has to withstand. So when there is a weight here, right? For example, um, let me consider that you have some weight on the top of this, right? Some weight W, right? And if you unwound the screw, so this screw will go towards upward direction, right? For let me consider it is moved to a distance of 10 centimeter, something like that, right? When you release it, it should not come down, right? Again, it should not unwind and should not come down. It has to stay in that same position, right? So that is very, very important in screw, right? So that is one application where you use to lift heavy objects. So wherever you want to lift objects, we use that. This is by means of this friction, right? So how to identify that? That is why let us consider a thread, a screw thread, which is having here. So this thread is having contact which is inside of the other screw. So I think this is the external screw. There will be internal screw here, right? This will have contact here, right? So when it has a contact, right, the plane which is having contact, it is somewhat inclined to an angle alpha, right? Because of that, let me consider that you have reaction R, so which is acting here. So whenever I say R, it is always a resultant of friction force and normal force, friction and normal force, right? That is what we call here. So in that case, you will get what is the distance, right, related to that. Okay. So the thing is, it has to lock. It should not come down. That is what we call it as self-locking. So self-locking in screws, right? It has to lock. It should not come down. When it comes down, then there is no necessity of having lift, something like that. Okay. So to have that self-lock, right? So we consider an inclined plane similar to this one. You consider you have an object here. The weight of the object is acting towards downward direction. You have the resultant. So the thing is, I want to apply a force, horizontal force P, so that to move the object towards upward direction, right? This is what happened here, right? So to raise the load, so I'm applying something like this. So you will equate this. You will equate it and you will get a formula, right? So we are not going to derive the formula because it has lots of trigonometric equations, which is involving sine theta plus alpha, theta minus alpha, similarly cos theta plus alpha, right? So you should know that cos A, cos B, sin A, sin B, that are all formulas, and at the end you will get you will derive a formula, right? So we are not going to discuss that particular steps, right? So we'll directly go for the formula, right? So this is one thing when you want to raise your particular screw, right? Similarly, when you want to lower it, it is just opposite, right? So this force is opposite direction, and your reaction is also in opposite direction. Note that this phi is still this. It is not only for this, it is for this entire portion, similar to this. Okay, so here also you have a phi, right? Related to this one. So when you make this, so when you calculate it, you will get a set of formulas. Okay, right. In this, we always consider alpha, which is tan alpha, is L by 2 pi r. What is this 2 pi r? It is circumference of one thread, right? It is circumferential of one thread. What is L then? Distance between successive threads. That is nothing but pitch. L is nothing but pitch, right? And 2 pi r is the what is the number of thread? So what is the distance of the circumference of the thread? Okay, right. So let me go here. So I'll go directly go for the formulas, right? Okay. So let me consider here. This is my thread. So when I consider this as an inclined plane, you have pi d. So that is what 2 pi r, and this is your length L, which is nothing but your pitch value P, right? This is equal to pitch of the thread. Okay, when a force is acting, this is what happening, right? So to identify what is the angle alpha, that angle alpha is called as angle of screw or helix angle. That is equal to tan inverse of P by pi d. Of course, it is tan theta, tan alpha is P by pi d. So alpha is tan inverse of P by pi d. Okay. Then what is your force P? Right? This is the formula. So this is with respect to mean radius. So when what is the force which is applied with respect to the mean radius? So which is P dash is equal to W tan phi plus alpha. This is what we identify by using a set of formulas, the trigonometric relations. Phi is friction angle or angle of friction. How to identify phi?
Sir, angle between the resultant and the
You know
normal.
that?
Nu is
You
equal
know
to
that
F by R.
mu
F by
is
R.
equal to tan phi or F by R, whatever it is, right? So this is one relation to identify your phi. So tan inverse of mu, right? You can also use that. Okay. To lift the load, it is W tan of phi plus alpha. To lower it, it is W tan of phi minus alpha, right? That is the small difference. So this is applicable only for a screw. So just a screw, right? So the force, whatever you apply, is by means of a screwdriver or something like that. So to lift it. Actually, for a screw jack, you won't use mean radius. We will use a handle, right? We use a handle to lift it, right? So okay, for that, there is a small change in the formula. Let us proceed. Yeah. Let us consider a screw jack. So this is what we have a handle here to lift the load, right? So what happens here is, so the formula a little bit changed, right? What is the change in the formula? So P into L, that is P into L is equal to W tan phi plus alpha into R. R is the radius, d by 2. D by 2 is nothing but R. Okay. So what it says is, so P into L is the moment which is acting. So the force P which is applying here, and L is the distance. This is your L. R is from here to the center distance, mean radius, that is R. Okay, right? So R into the formula, right? So this is the usual formula we will be using to identify, right? So to identify what is the effort, right? Make sure in previously it is P dash, it is P dash, right? So there is no R here, right? Actually, to lift the load, so that is a moment. So moment is what which is causing to lift the load, right? And most of the time you will be adding R also, multiplying with R, right? That is similar to this. Okay. So this is the force, L is the distance, we apply it like this, right? So P into L is nothing but torque. P into L is torque, right? That is the formula here. So W d by 2 tan alpha plus phi. So similar to this, same formula, right? Only thing is P into L is your moment, that is nothing but your torque. So we apply that. Okay. So to drift the load and to lower the load, the formula is same. Only thing is instead of phi plus, you have phi minus here,
Sir, P into L
right?
is only torque, no, sir. Then why, sir, we are not including R in the. Oh, okay, sir. Yes, sir. Understood. Sorry, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay. Right. So now you consider here, right? This is the torque. So if I want to say have a self lock, which means that it should not lower down. So when you lift the load, it should not lower down, right? So your efficiency of the screw jack should be less than 50%, right? The efficiency of the screw jack should always be less than 50%. Then only I can say that your screw is self-locking, right? Which means once you turn in one direction, it will lock until you turn it lower down, or until it will be locked at that particular position. Okay. So to identify the efficiency, you have a formula. Efficiency is tan alpha by tan alpha phi plus alpha, right? This is one thing. And this is very rare cases. Sometimes they will ask what is the maximum efficiency of the screw jack. In that case, you can use this 1 minus sin phi by 1 plus sin phi. Right? Note here, there is no relation related to the dimension of any of your screw jack. It is purely depends on your friction. Right? It
Sir,
purely depends on the friction. So 1 minus, yeah.
இங்க எல்ன்றது வந்து பிட்ச் கிடையாது.
Yes. இல்ல இதுல எல்ன்றது வந்து length of the rod.
Okay.
இந்த எல்ன்றது length of the rod. Right? அது வேற. So that is different. Only based on the efficiency you will identify whether it is having self-locking or not. So you have a sense of problem definitions is given. They are asking you to identify what is the ratio of the torque required to raise and lower the load and efficiency of the machine. So you have a screw jack, pitch is given, which is 8 mm. Diameter of the screw is given, which is 40 mm. Coefficient of friction is given, which is 0.1. Load is also given. So they are asking you what is the ratio of torque, right, with respect to rise and to lower. Okay, right. So first let us write what are the given data. Can you tell me the given data?
L is equal to 8.
So pitch is 8. That is not L actually. Even though it shows as a L, it will confuse you because that L is different and this L is different. Handle length is also we call as L. So I will call this as pitch P. Right? Even though the diagram shows as L, we call it as pitch. So pitch is 8 mm. Then diameter. So D is given, which is 40 mm. Right? So mu is given. Coefficient of friction, which is 0.1. W is given, which is 20 into 10 power 3 Newton. Right? I will be solving in Newton and meter. Right? Because you have a torque, no? So since you are in mm, so everything is in mm. Let us solve in Newton and mm. Okay? So in torque alone, I will change it accordingly. Right? This is the things. Okay, what are the things you have to identify? You have to identify what is the torque. What is the torque to rise? Torque to rise.
Neta.
Torque to lower. And efficiency. Can you tell me what is the formula for this?
W d by 2
equal to, yeah, W into d by 2 tan
of 5 plus alpha.
5 plus alpha.
5 plus alpha, right? So to lower, same, T is equal to W by 2
minus
tan 5 minus alpha. Right? This is the formula related to torque. Efficiency, tan alpha. 1
tan
minus,
alpha
right?
by
Tan alpha by
tan
5
5
plus
plus
alpha.
tan 5
5
plus
plus alpha.
alpha. Right? These are my formulas. Right? Okay. What are the things you have to identify? So W is known. Right? D is also known. Phi you have to identify. So you have to identify this two. So what is your phi and what is your alpha? Right? These are the two data which you have to identify. Okay, how to identify phi?
mu is equal to tan phi.
Yeah, we know that tan phi is mu. So what is mu then? Mu is equal to tan inverse of, sorry,
Phi is equal to 2.
phi is equal to tan inverse of mu, right? Which is equal to tan inverse of mu is 0.1, right? So what is the value? Sorry. So what is your phi?
Sir, phi is 5.71. 5.710 degrees.
So 5.71 degree. Okay, very good. Okay, the next step is I have to identify alpha. How to identify alpha?
Alpha is equal to tan inverse of pitch by pi d.
Yeah, that we know. So that is the formula. So we know that, right? So tan alpha is equal to P by pi d, right? So this is also a formula. So we identify. So tan alpha is equal to P. So P we know, which is 8 divided by pi into D. D is 40. So what is alpha then?
Sir,
Tan
alpha is
inverse
equal
of
to 3.644 degrees. 644 degrees.
3.644 degrees, right? So now we got the values. Only thing is I got to identify what is the torque for rise and what is the torque for lowering, right? Let us apply the formula, right? So let me proceed here. The torque to rise is screw. The formula is T is equal to W D by 2 tan phi plus alpha. So we know everything. So W is known, which is 20 to 10 power 3. Into D is 40 divided by 2 tan. So it is 5.71 plus 3.58. 5.71 plus 3.64. Right? So what is your T?
Sir, 65.893 Newton cube, Newton meter, Newton mm.
65.893
into 10 cube,
into 10 power 3
Newton mm.
Newton mm. Okay, very good. Okay, so the same thing, I'm going to use it for lowering it, right? So torque required to lower, right? Torque required to lower the screw. So can you identify the formula? You know what is the formula? What are you getting?
14.429.
14.429 into 10
Into 10
power
cube,
3
Newton
Newton
mm.
mm. Okay, so let me call this as TL and that as TR. So TL and TR. Actually, the question is to identify what is the ratio with respect to rise and lower the load. Okay, ratios of the torque, which means I have to identify TR by TL. What is TR
65.893 divided by
TL?
14.429, 4.566.
Yeah, 65.89 divided by 14.42. So how much?
4.5667.
4.56. Okay, no unit. Don't put any unit because that it gets cancelled. Okay. So okay, the next question is efficiency of the machine. So you know the formula for the efficiency. You can apply it directly. So let us identify what is the efficiency of this. So which is equal to tan alpha. Alpha, I think it is 3.64 divided by tan 5 plus alpha. So 5.71 plus 3.64. What are you getting?
39, sir. 39%.
Yeah, you're getting 39%. Okay. So in this case, what do you mean by this? Whether it's a self-locking or not
The
self-locking?
interlocking occurs because the efficiency is less than 50%, so interlocking occurs.
The screw is self. Right? Any doubt in this problem? A simple. So you have a screw jack which is having a square thread. The mean diameter is given 7.5 centimeter. Pitch is also given. The load on the square thread revolves in the screw, so that is also given. So they are asking the coefficient of friction is 0.05. They are asking what is the tangential force to be applied to the jack at 36 centimeter radius, so has to lift a load of 600 Newton. That is my first question. The second one is state whether the jack is self-locking. If it is so, what is the torque necessary to lower the load? If not, what is the what must be applied to keep the load from descending? So we have diameter. So we have diameter D, which is equal to 75. Okay, I will change it into mm. So it is 75 mm. And you have a pitch. The
15
pitch
mm.
is 15 mm. Right? So based on these two data, I can identify
coefficient.
alpha. Yeah. Okay. That also will come. So I'll identify alpha. Oh, because you know what is the formula for
Sir,
alpha. You know
sir,
that
that
alpha.
alpha formula, the radius or diameter we apply should always be mean radius or mean diameter only, sir.
Yeah. Yes. It is always mean radius or mean diameter, not this one. Okay, this is handle radius. That is handle radius. Okay, that is different. Okay, right. So what will be your alpha here? So alpha is equal to tan
Inverse of
inverse of
by pi d.
15 divided by pi d. So pi into 75. So what will get for the alpha? Yeah,
644.
3.64 degree. Right? Okay. Now what are the other data? We have coefficient of friction mu, which is equal to 0.05. From this, I can identify phi value as per the formula. So we know that tan phi, so tan phi is equal to mu, which means phi is equal to tan inverse of 0.05. So what is your phi value here?
862, sir.
degree. Right. So we identified this alpha and phi. Okay, now we have to identify. So we use the formula. So they are asking what is the tangential force. So tangential force is nothing but P, right? So tangential force.
5 plus.
Right? This is the formula. So we know. So W, it has to rise how much? I have to rise 600 Newton. So this is 600 into what is your L? So D.
360.
Diameter, which is 75. No. Diameter is 75. Right? No change in that. Diameter is 75. Divided by 2 into L is this radius. Can able to get it? Handle radius, handle location. Okay, that is L. Okay, so which is 360. So this is 360. Right? Into tan phi plus alpha. So you know what is the value of phi and what is the value of alpha. So phi is 2.86 and alpha is 3.64. So 7.125 Newton. Right? This is the tangential force required to lift. Right? Okay. To identify self-locking, right? Which means what I have to identify? I have to identify efficiency. Right? So my aim is to find out efficiency. Right? So let us identify what is the efficiency. Efficiency is equal to tan alpha divided by tan alpha plus 5. This is equal to tan alpha, so 3.64
Divided by
by
tan of 6.5.
tan 3.64 plus 2 point something, right?
2.86. 2.86.
So what is your efficiency?
55.91.
So you're getting 55.91. Yeah. So is it self-locking?
No, sir.
No. So it is not self-locking. In that case, what you have to do? You have to identify
Torque for racing.
what is the force. If the screw jack is not a self-locking, then you have to identify, right, what is the load required when it is descending down, right? So that is nothing but you have to identify what is the torque to lower the weight, right? It is not upper the weight, it has to be lower the weight, as like this one, right? So you have to identify what is the torque which is required to lower, because that is the force which is making it to come down, making you pulling your screw thread to down, right? So that's the thing. In that case, the formula here, so what we solved, I think it is not self-locking. Up to this we completed, right? So here, so it is 5 minus alpha, so this is also minus, right? So this 2 should be minus. In that case, what is your answer for this? Yeah, it is 306.32 Newton mm, right? Okay, this is the right answer, right? So
Sir,
sorry
sir.
for the mistake.
Sir, 1 minute,
Yeah.
sir. Sir, you told both to lower, no, sir. But
Yeah,
logically,
both to be lowered.
how is that, sir? So if it is not self-locking,
Yeah.
then
See,
if
what
you
happens is, let me consider that this is my screw, right? So I am raising the load. So let me consider you have a weight. So I am raising the load. So your screw is here now. Let me consider that your screw is here now. Okay. So if it is self-locking, it means that if this screw distance is around 20 mm, it should be in 20 mm, right? It should be in 20 mm. If it's not self-locking, what happens? It will come down, right? So automatically the screw will rotate and comes down. Okay. So for non-self-locking, since the screw is moving downwards, right, I have to apply a resistant torque in order to maintain that. Now it should not come down, right? So I have to apply some resistant torque, right? So this is the lowering load, and what is the torque required to resist that? Right, this is what the question is. So to identify that, so we need what is the resisting torque, right, which is lowering, right? That's why we put minus here. So the resisting torque required to lower is 5 minus alpha.
so when the load is
Right.
lowered, only the
Yeah,
screw will move
only
down.
when the load is lowered, the whatever it is applied, right, that you have to identify. That based on that, we are applying a torque. So the question is to find torque which must keep the load from descending. So the load should not come down. It should be on the same position if it is not self-locking, right? So you are identifying what is the torque, right? So torque is required to come down. So that opposite to that torque is what we are going to apply, so that it will be resting on that same position. Can you able to get it?
Yes, sir.
So screw jack has a square thread of mean diameter, same 6 centimeter and pitch 0.8 centimeter. So they are asking what is the coefficient of friction of the screw thread when it is 0.09 So a load of 3 kilonewton is to be lifted through 12 centimeter, right? So which means your L is 12 centimeter, that is given, right? Sorry, no. You have to lift for 12 centimeter, right? Determine the torque required and the work done in lifting the load through 12 centimeter. Find the efficiency of the jack also. Can you understand the question? Okay, what are the given data available? So what is your diameter? So diameter is given. Diameter is 60 mm. Pitch is 8 mm. As usual, using this, you can identify alpha value. You know that tan alpha is equal to P by pi d, which is tan alpha is 8 divided by 5 into 60. What is your alpha? 2.43 degrees. Okay. The next one is coefficient of friction, so which is mu. So mu is equal to 0.09. So I can say phi is equal to tan inverse of 0.09. So it is
5.142.
5.14 degree. Okay, 142 degree. Right. Now W is also given. W is 3000 Newton. Right. So they are lifting it. Right. So they are asking what is the torque required and work done. What is the formula for torque?
WD by 2 tan phi plus alpha.
Yeah. Torque T is equal to same WD by 2 tan 5 plus alpha. Right. So which is equal to W is 3000 into D is 60, right?
60, sir.
60 divided by 2 tan
5.142.
5.142 plus 2.43. What is your torque?
11.965 Newton mm. 11.965 into 10 cube Newton mm.
11.965
Into 10 cube Newton mm.
Newton mm. Right? Okay. Where the next step is I have to identify what will be the work done. What will be the work done to lift 12 centimeter, which is 120 mm. What is the formula for work done? So it is force
into displacement.
into displacement or distance which it is moved for that particular force, right? So here you have a screw. So you have a screw, right? What happens is when you apply a circular type of rotation, it will lift. You will get linear movement. Okay. Now the linear movement is given, which is 120 mm. Right? The linear movement is given, which is 120 mm. So to raise this 120 mm, I should identify what will the amount of rotation. So number of rotations I have to make to rise for 120 mm. Can able to get it? So it's a screw, right? So distance is 120. That is what they mentioned. Actually, it's a screw. So what we will do is we will give a rotation. So this rotation will make your screw to lift. Okay. So to rise for 120 mm, I have to identify what is the number of rotations. How to identify this? Is there any way?
Total distance divided by the pitch.
Total distance divided by pitch. What will get?
Distance traveled for one turn.
Number of rotations for.
No, sir. Number of rotations. Number of
rotation is 2 pi r, right?
Yes.
Yeah, can you able to identify something related to this pi d? So pitch, right? Pitch is the distance, right? Let me consider here. So in order to have 8 mm pitch, so which is given in the question, right? How many times I have to rotate?
120 mm raise பண்றதுக்கு 120 divided by 8 பண்ணா 15 times.
Okay, number of rotation is, yes, very good. So number of rotation is 120 divided by your pitch value 8, right? So which means how many times?
15.
15 times. You have to revolve say 15 times, right? But that is not a distance. How to identify distance?
Sir, 15 into 2 pi r.
Yeah, very good, very good. So this distance I have to multiply this with 2 pi r, because for one pitch it requires pi d, right? So pi d is one pitch, right? So which means I have to multiply with 2 pi r. Okay, so work done will be nothing but your torque 11.965. I am substituting in meter, sorry, into 10 power 3 into 15, right? So because based on this, right, into 15. So what you are getting? Yeah,
475 into 10 power 3.
in 10 power 3 Newton mm, or 179.47 joules, right? So in converting mm to meter, so Newton meter is 1 joule, right? So we'll write it accordingly. Lift we are converting, right? So when you are converting, so your screw is rotating 360 degree. Okay, the screw is rotating 360 degree. In that case, you have to multiply with 2 pi also. Okay, so 2 pi into your number of turns, because we are rotating for 360 degree to lift 1 mm, right? In this case, it is somewhat 6 mm, right? So I have to multiply with 2 pi, right? Because of that 360 degree rotation, right? So using torque is right. So we are using torque. So because force into distance, so this also it's always related to, actually the torque எப்படி வருதுன்னா force into displacement வரும், ரைட்டா? ஸோ அதே தான் force into distance தான் வரும். ஸோ ரேடியஸ் எப்படி தான் இதில் மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணாதான் யூ வில் பி டூயிங் இட், ரைட்? ஸோ இப்போ எனக்கு ஃபோர்ஸ் வேணா என்ன பண்ணுறோம், நான் இங்கே டிவைட் பண்ணுவேன், ரைட்? இந்த டார்கை நான் வந்து என்ன பண்ணுவேன்னா ஐ வில் டிவைட் வித் ரெஸ்பெக்ட் டு ஐடென்டிஃபை ஃபோர்ஸ், ஐ வில் டிவைட் டார்க் வித் ரெஸ்பெக்ட் டு தட் ரேடியஸ், ரைட்டா? அதே இது இங்கே நான் திருப்பி மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணும், ஏன்னா இந்த ஒர்க் டன்ல மல்டிப்ளை டிஸ்டன்ஸ் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த டிஸ்டன்ஸ் மல்டிப்ளை இன்டூ ரேடியஸ் திருப்பி பண்ணுவேன். ஸோ தட் இஸ் நோட் இட் டைரக்ட்லி வி கேன் கோ ஃபார் டார்க், right? So this is okay. Only thing is you have to multiply with this. So multiply with 2 pi. Can you tell me what is the answer? This is for 360 degree rotation.
1.12 is coming.
Yeah, 1.12. Yeah, 1.12 Newton meter.
Yes, sir.
Newton meter. So this is your work done. Next, they are also asking whether the screw, what is the efficiency of the screw, right? So let's go for that. So just last topic. So efficiency is tan alpha divided by tan alpha plus phi. So just tan alpha is, yeah, alpha is 2.43 and phi is 5.14 divided by tan 2.43 plus 5.14. So what's your efficiency? 32. Yeah, 32%, which means it's a self-locking. Head out on this?
No, sir.
Okay. Right. That completes this screwjack topic. Right. So next class we will discuss about clutch. So what are the different types of clutch, and we will try to solve some problems related to that. Okay. Right. Thank you. So we will meet tomorrow.